Good morning and welcome to today's training. My colleagues and I would like to thank you for joining us today. We are looking forward to talking with you today about the authenticity paradox and how to become authentic leaders. Let's begin.
In today's training, we're going to explore what the authenticity paradox means and how it relates to leadership. Through this training, we will not only identify strengths and weaknesses as we compare and contrast leadership styles, but provide the tools necessary to start one's leadership development journey. We will look at the authenticity paradox published by the Harvard Business Review to guide our understanding, as well as take a look at Papa John's and Linnea's Construction, two companies who had to confront their own authenticity paradox in order to evolve. Finally, we will bring all we have learned together and begin to craft a roadmap, which will provide a starting point for you as you embark on your leadership journey and come to terms with your own authenticity paradox.
To start off, let's look at who and what is an authentic leader. An authentic leader is a person with high morals, transparency, and honesty. Their behaviors can be viewed under behavioral theory lenses like Kurt Lewin's democratic style, as well as the consideration-driven approach per the Ohio State University's dimensions of leadership behaviors. Authentic leaders are employee-oriented as they reveal everything about themselves, their thoughts and feelings to their teams. They use referent power in dealing with subordinates who they see as, quote, similar to me. These leaders have high emotional intelligence and are charismatic, like former Apple CEO Steve Jobs, with his unique communication style, which he used to build employee commitment and enthusiasm for the company's product standards, very high product standards. Anne Mulcahy, former CEO of Xerox, is another great example of an authentic leader. She successfully brought Xerox back from the brink of collapse with her openness and honesty, stating publicly to shareholders that she would, quote, fly anywhere to save a customer, and telling employees to, quote, either roll up their sleeves and get to work or leave Xerox. Next up, we consider the paradox of authentic leadership, where we look at how they balance presenting their true selves with their need for power and authority to be successful in their roles. This balancing act is a challenge for a consideration-driven authentic leader in areas like providing feedback in a constructive and restrained manner, being frank and open with their teams, while maintaining confidentiality, especially when it relates to information that it could impact their financial stability of the company or the entity that they work for. They must balance their vulnerability against the need for them to act and be recognized as formal leaders. Their penchant for transparency must be limited by setting boundaries with their team members, self-regulation in what they reveal, to whom, and at what times. For example, Tesla CEO Elon Musk learned the hard lesson about that balance when one of his tweets brought Tesla stock down by 9% some years ago.
Hello, my name is Alyssa Molina, and in this slide we will be discussing critical aspects. Authenticity is being true to yourself, maintaining strict coherence between what you feel and what you say or do, and making value-based choices. The issue with this in regards to authenticity and leadership is that we have many selves and we are constantly changing and evolving ourselves with new roles. And as we move into bigger roles, our values from past experiences can lead us in the wrong direction and can get in the way of effective leadership. Our identities are not fixed. People change as they learn and grow. That is why we as leaders can develop an adaptively authentic style of leadership. We need to view ourselves as a work in progress and allow yourself to be involved. Having a playful frame of mind means learning from diverse role models. An important part of growing as a leader is viewing authenticity not as an intrinsic state, but as the ability to take elements you have learned from other styles and behaviors and make them as your own. So tap into many diverse role models. Work on getting better, such as setting goals for learning. This helps us as people and as leaders to experiment with our identities without feeling like imposters. And don't just stick to your story. Embrace how your story may change over time. You may change over time as a leader who is learning and growing. Small changes, such as the way we communicate, carry ourselves, and interact with others, make such a difference in how effectively we lead. The problem when we view authenticity is that we view it as an unwavering sense of self. We struggle to take on new challenges and bigger roles. And the truth is that people are constantly learning and changing who they are based on their experiences. The solution to this is that when different leadership behaviors and styles are tried out, we as humans grow more than we would have through introspection alone. When we try out and test our identities, this allows us as leaders to find the right approach for not only ourselves, but our organizations as well. The sticking point is that this approach to authenticity can make us feel like imposters because it involves doing things that may not come naturally. We have to get outside of our comfort zone in order to learn more about ourselves and lead effectively. Overall, feeling like a fake can be a sign of growth.
Good day, everyone. I hope you have been enjoying the training so far. My name is Danielle Gary, and I will be continuing the training by showing you how the authenticity paradox works in other companies. The Authenticity Paradox article advises us that there are several ways for us to successfully be authentic in the workplace as leaders. A few ways are to process negative feedback, work on getting better, and not sticking to your story. A few leaders of companies that encompass what the article is all about in the real world are Linneas Construction in Bend, Oregon, and the former chairman of Papa John's, John Schnatter. Linneas Construction didn't stick to their story. This company could have continued to stay stuck in the past and be a statistic as a predominantly male-dominated company, but they are choosing to make new and possibly uncomfortable changes by making sure they help lead the way for women to feel confident and welcome in the industry. Women make up a small fraction in the U.S. construction workforce. In 2021, only 11% of the 11.3 million construction workers nationwide were women, and in Oregon, only 2.2% of women were employed in the construction business, according to the Bureau. Most of the women in the Bend, Oregon location have backgrounds in other industries, but they are being true to themselves by evolving and transforming in new roles by learning to be assertive and confident. And I'm sure we have all heard about the Papa John's controversy. In this situation, the actions of the former chairman caused the company to receive an enormous amount of negative backlash because he did not understand the authenticity paradox. He was being his true self at the wrong place and the wrong time when he used inappropriate language during a conference call, which led him to be replaced by the board. Papa John's has a long way to go before it is fully recovered, but they have made great strides in regaining the trust and respect of their company.
Benefit of an authentic leadership style or true self-leadership style is that they promote stronger working relationships and team cohesion through an ability to be vulnerable and transparent with subordinates. However, the challenges true self-leaders more often than not find themselves at risk of would be referring back to their true self-compass when faced with a "what got you here won't get you there" moment. True self-leaders become habitually dependent on their close personal relationships and personality. This hyperfixation on the persona can not only hinder how others perceive your competency, but how you perceive yourself and your own ability to grow as a leader. Overcoming the challenges of falling into the trap of authenticity requires a playful mind or the ability to be adaptively authentic. One must shift their importance placed on cultivating a persona in order to develop a leadership style to developing and exploring new leadership styles as a student of leadership. Secondly, pull from a multitude of role models with varying leadership styles when crafting a unique and specific leadership style. Think of yourself as a chameleon, consistently learning what works, borrowing styles and tactics from leaders who experienced success in the past. Some who struggle with this approach must remember being a student of leadership does not make one an imposter. It makes you the adaptively authentic workplace chameleon you are, who studies show arrive at a much more genuine and skilled leadership style much faster than those who focus and depend on their true self-compass to guide their leadership growth. Lastly, set goals for your growth as a leader. Restructure your understanding as that of a student rather than an imposter. This encourages a playful mind, more willing to try on different leadership styles. Keep what works and jettison what doesn't more freely. Step outside your comfort zone or who you think you are as a leader. Do not be afraid to try a new approach or shift the nature of your work relationships, because what got you where you are will fail to get you where you want to be.